UFC 280. Petr Yan versus Sean O'Malley. What an entertaining fight that was. If you haven't watched it, go watch it now. It's my first reaction after watching the fight. This was a back and forth fight in all departments, in the striking department and the grappling department. Petr Yan does his usual ruthlessness of going forward, pushing the pace, throwing punches, throwing kicks, and doing takedowns and doing flashy sweeps. He did his trademark sweep to Sean O'Malley twice. Once at, I think, in the first round and once at the end of the third round. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Sean O'Malley in the first round did a few low side kicks, moving around in circles, circled around. I would give the first round to Sean O'Malley. I think he dominated that quite clearly. I think Petr Yan kind of starts slow. I'm not sure where he picks that up. He trains in Thailand a lot. I would assume he picks it up from them. But yeah, and then he pushes the pace later on. But yeah, but what a pace he did push. He gave everything he had. Even when Sean rocked him, I think in the second round, he just gave him a big right hand back. I think that was way harder than Sean O'Malley. Sean O'Malley even said he got rocked. I think that was the shot that he was talking about. And yeah, they went straight into grappling. I think the grappling department definitely, Petr Yan definitely was dominating in that department. I think there was more attempts, more control. I think O'Malley was doing more countering and more defending. He did well, but the pressure, I think, and the strikes and the ground and pound, I'll give that to definitely Petr Yan. In terms of the striking as well, I would say they were quite even Stevens, but I think Petr Yan had the better strikes on the feet, definitely. I did notice Petr Yan having a cut on the side of his right eye by the end of the fight. I think that was from some elbows when they were clinching and grappling on the floor or by the cage. There was quite a lot of blood. I thought it was Sean O'Malley because there was so much blood, but it was actually Petr Yan. He was on top, so I think his blood just dripped all over him, and I think it was probably from an elbow. Sean O'Malley did some elbows from the bottom. I think they cut him. Sean's got some sharp elbows, and he's got long reach as well, so he can do that. You know, good on him. He was dangerous off his back, and Sean O'Malley being a number 11 and fought a number 1 contender, you know, we wanted to see if he was up for the task, basically, you know, having such a big difference in on the tables. I think Sean O'Malley hasn't really been tested, and he just pushed him to fight Petr Yan, who is renowned in the division. He's devastating. Everyone knows who he is. He's like some cold-blooded killer kind of person, very emotionless, just wants to just walk forward and bash and kick and throw and take you down, you know. But Sean O'Malley did well, although Sean O'Malley won in the split decision at the end of the fight. I would have given it to Petr Yan. Wouldn't be by a lot, but I think I'll definitely give it to Petr Yan. Yeah, so I'm not too happy with the decision, basically. I think O'Malley did well. He did really well. He did better than I expected. He proved that he's good enough to be in the top 5, to fight for the top 5 guys. You know what I mean? Even fight for the belt. But in terms of winning this fight, I think Petr Yan just scraped it. I think he just scraped it a bit more than I I wouldn't call it a split decision, but it is what it is. I'm sure Petr Yan will jump back. This is UFC. A loss is not the end of the world. Sean O'Malley, he's got a lot left. He's young, he's hungry. I think he could be champion one day. But we'll see. If he fought Aljamain Sterling, that'll be interesting. Very interesting. I think if they went in a grappling exchange against Aljamain Sterling, I think Aljamain Sterling would possibly submit him or finish him with punches. If you watched the co-main event, you guys would know that Aljamain Sterling won against TJ Dillashaw, and that was quite an interesting fight. Aljamain Sterling dominated that quite easily. He just took him down at will quite easily. Not much to say because TJ Dillashaw didn't seem like I think he looked a bit hurt. News had it that he's popped his shoulder, so he couldn't use it, and he did well within his injury. And he survived the first round, which was great. And he ended up getting finished on his back. He got flattened, and the referee had to stop it. But yeah, very good fight as well. I mean, Aljamain Sterling's his ground game is next to nothing. It's so good, so dangerous. Both guys look really shredded. Just to let you guys know, if you guys think that they might be on some juice or something, but yeah, both guys looked shredded, looked good, and yeah, great fight. UFC 280. Go watch it if you haven't watched it.